Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, the voice of the FIS, and this is RaceVerse coverage of Round 4 of Season 6 of the Formula Indy Series, coming to you from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Joining me for some pinch-hitting action in terms of being a replacement in the booth normally is Steven Larkamp, but he's got a little PC problems tonight. So we ask my regular pinch hitter to step in. He's my regular host for the Friday night race, so let's get a little extra practice for tomorrow, or the Friday afternoon race. It's Kyle Clinworth. Thanks for stepping in there, buddy. We are looking at, first of all, to bring everyone else up to speed, last three races with three different winners. We have a defending champion is right up there in the points race. We have the inaugural champion right there in the points race. And then we have this champion from 2 seasons ago who probably should be higher in the points, probably seen a little red, and we're going to probably see the Empire Strikes Back maybe a little bit again today. If you didn't see that on at Long Beach, we might see it again today here at Mosport when it comes to a pretty angry Mitch Welker. But everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Clindy. Very fast here track here at Mosport. We're going to have a ton of cars lining up. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 again. And this really isn't a big track. So we're going to see lots and lots of traffic and action all over the place. And if you're on mute, you still are on mute.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Action all over the place, even on the hot mic.
It is okay, sir. But he is I think also he has something else going on. So luckily we have 10 minutes before we really jump into the action here. So that's enough time to get us through the points. So we'll go ahead and remove a couple graphics here. Bring up the point situation. Boom, here you go. Gavin Sanders is your leader, 134 to 116 over Caleb Bency. And there is Mitch Walker at 111. Mitch might be higher in previous years, but this year it's been a little rough going, at least the last 2 races for Mitch. Will he get back on his winning ways here in Mosport? This is a home game for Gavin Sanders. Gavin from the area. He's also raced here for life in real life. For life. He's raced here in real life, so he knows this course really well, not just in the sim, but when he has actually put his own car on this track. Nagaseo Yoshikawa is 4th. Logan Spath is 5th. Ingrid DeMade, Dan Marrera, My Hero, Sam McDougall, and Joey Summit are your top 10 in the overall standings. Your amateur points, well then, My Hero is back there again. There is Dan Marrera, leader by 2 over Sam McDougall. And Kyle Allen there, P3, AJ Digby, P4, Cody Claiborne in the fish car. He is hanging tough with 39 points in P5. Thomas Raval, Alexei Sevlev, Matt Schlosser, Andy Oak, and Hayden Herman run out the remainder of the field there for the top 10 in amateur points. Here are your team points. As you would guess, Stowe, Team Maroon, that 1-2 Spath and Caleb Bency combination. With a pretty commanding early lead in the points over Mellomo New DLC, 174 Project 2 at a 131, and PBR Motorsports 111, Deathbound at 98, and the remainder is TWR Blue Raz Division, Eclipse, Vision 1 Stowe Gold, and Gemini Racing. So now we got that out of the way.
Harry, Deathbound has 4 skull emojis after their team name. You can't sell that short.
Well, one more and they're an ace, I guess.
Is that a World War II fighter?
No, it's actually a jet fighter or a military pilot mention. All right, it failed. Anyways, what's not failing right now is on the track. Look who's at the top. Mitch Walker with a 101 flat. Sanders is there right there, 0.74 behind. Daly right there. Also, Daly had a great race at Long Beach. His first podium at 0.291 behind the Turk. We saw in the practice having a good turn here at 0.301. And Bert Siefker, we have not seen him up at the top of the field here in the first 3 races of the season. Have a good showing right now. Currently P5. 4 minutes, 13 seconds left to play. We're watching AJ Digby, one of the amateur point leaders. Here is Tanner DeFabis. Watching him coming up the hill. Here is Indica Scarlett, watching her going through Moss Corner as well. There's Tanner DeFabis again. Down the Andretti Straight. So here's all the everything you need to know about Mosport and IndyCar when they come together. And it's not been it has happened, but it's been a very, very long time. 6 races happened here in the USAC Champ Car era. 2 in 67 followed by 2 more in 68. They were doubleheaders, and then a hiatus of 9 years when the series returned for 1 race each in 77 and 78. The USAC track record is set by Danny Ungaius himself, the Flying Hawaiian, with a speed of 121.983 miles per hour. So I'll give you an idea of kind of what these guys are turning right now. They are bettering that by a lot. 143.3. Welker just improved it at the top there. Yeah, big speeds difference versus these cars and the old cars of the good old days. The career wins leader here at Mosport are Bobby Unser and Danny Gurney, each with 2. And really the big thing here is if you start from the pole, you have an excellent chance of winning here, as 5 of the 6 races were all won by the pole sitter. If history's any indication.
Pole sitter right now provisionally has 1.5 tenths of a second over second place. So I would expect that to be a little more competitive than perhaps in real life.
Well, there's still more time left. 2:28 left to play. There's Dakota the Maid. We are rocking a new overlay. Hope everyone likes it. If you have any feedback, feel free to give me some feedback, whether it be in chat or on the FIS Discord or in the RaceVerse Discord. Currently, it's kind of a work in progress by me and the dev. We got a lot of the bugs worked out, but there's still some bugs that are still in there that rear their ugly head. So just bear with us, but so far it's working pretty good so far. You're going to see the top 10 all the time. And then after the top 10 positions, the next 10 will load in, and the next 10 will load in, and then whatever's remaining after that will load in. So that kind of cycles through. PJ Crampton, a tough time at the top of the hill. Here's Frankie Franchica. Haven't seen him in a while. Good to see him back. And folks, help us keep all this positive momentum. If you enjoy RaceVerse coverage of the Formula Indy Series and if you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you miss out on future RaceVerse iRacing broadcasts, which we have one tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. Me and Clindy will be broadcasting the Vord DW12 Series at Michigan. A little matinee action. Week 2. Should be pretty fun.
Michigan in back-to-back weeks. Different series, mind you, but
46 seconds left to play. Welker, Sanders, Bency. Well, that shouldn't sound any different than what we've been talking about all season. Your top 3 already. Daly to Turk, rounding out the top 5. Seifert, Bonemi, Digby, DeFabis, Johnston. Interesting. Hold on one second. I had a light in the studio just go out. Just no reason whatsoever.
The sign, Gary.
I know.
It's going to be electric tonight.
Well, it better be. Hopefully it's not the sign that any more equipment goes down. But we are getting ready to go racing. We are done. We are in the 5-minute warm-up period where that gives us enough time to bring up today's starting lineup. And I will bring it up here, and we'll try to get through this. This is one of the areas where we had a little bit of a bug action. So let's see what we got here. There it is. Mitch Welker, P1. Gavin Sanders, P2. Caleb Bency, P3. Byron Daly, P4. Michael DeTurk, P5. Nate Seeker, P6. Kevin Bonimi, P7. AJ Digby, your lead amateur driver, in P8. Tanner DeFabis, P9. Matt Johnston in P10. Moving on, Logan Spath at 11th. Zach Flaum, 12th. Frankie Franchica, 13th. Nagasiya Yoshikawa, he's at 14th, so he has a little bit of action that he needs to overcome to get up back in there in the top 5 where he's kind of been all season long. Cody Claiborne in 15th. He's one of the highest ranked amateurs at the moment. Dakota DeBate, 16th. Nick Goyette, 17th. Thomas Raval, 18th. Indica Scarlett, great run for her, 19th. Dan Morera, my hero, in 20th. Joyce Omets, 21st. Mario Capicelli is 22nd. We got Kyle Allen at 23rd. Michael Costello, 24th. Matt Schlosser in the 25th spot. 26 is Alexei Savelov. 27 is Griffin Yellen, and that's a new driver, I believe. 28th, Andy Oak. 29th, Hayden Herman. 30th, Christopher Kresge. And rounding out the remainder of this 33-car field. 33, how about that? We're almost in the month of May. Well, not quite to the month of May. We're halfway. It's the 11th of April. We're getting to the month of May here, but Fabian Saavedra, 33rd. Hunter Ingrave, 32nd. And Sam McDougall, 33rd. Now, we'll go ahead and clear that. There are some penalties that we got to talk about. Seifker gets to start from the pits. The Turk starting from the pits. McDougall starting from the pits. And a big penalty affecting Dan Miglin. He was not going to get into the details, but actions that he took in the last race got him a race suspension, disqualification, and a additional pit start when he returns to the series. So if that becomes any bigger, we'll talk about it more, but he got a pretty good slap on the hand on that one. So the league admins are definitely making sure that everyone is abiding by the rules, and when they're not, they are penalizing them.
Makes me wish I had been in the booth for Long Beach, Gary. Maybe I would know what happened.
Long Beach was a fun race.
Sam McDougall just ran Logan Spath off the track in warm-up. So maybe that might boil over into a race session, and hopefully no more penalties if everybody plays nice.
Here is Cody Claiborne in the fish car. Minute 19 left to play here in the warm-up here. We'll line up. Warm-up, we're not going to track any speeds or times on warm-up pairs. We're not really indicative. Really, the warm-up here, just a little inside baseball for everybody. The warm-up is here because the FIS does such a good job at recruiting all these drivers that it does, and we do a standing start, we don't do a pacing lap here. Because of a standing start, the sim just loads everybody in, and then it just starts a timer, and away we go. There's normally not enough time, especially when you have 30-plus drivers, to read the standings or to read the starting lineup before starting the race. And so traditionally they put a 5-minute period in there, a little warm-up, so I could read that off, and that's kind of one of the things that have stuck. I'll put the
broadcaster requested practice.
Right, exactly.
Only in iRacing.
Exactly what it is. And Nick Sudik, he's going to admin chat here for us. Shout out your favorite drivers. And yes, of course, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll go ahead and give you the subscribe and ring the bell here. And give us the old thumbs up. We would appreciate that. Track conditions, 86 degrees, 67 degrees ambient. That will change here momentarily as we line up. Yep, track conditions raised to 77.8, still 67 degrees ambient. And now we watch as everyone lines up and chooses how they want to start this race on what tire compound. And Gavin Sanders is in early. He's made his choice. He is going to the primes.
Enter to Fabus on the Reds.
Byron Daly is on the primes. Bensie's on the primes. First that we've seen on the alt right now is the Fabus and Johnston back in 9th and 10th. Your pole sitter, Mitch Welker, on the primes. We'll see. Will DeTurk, Seifert, Bonimi, and Digby load in, and that will get us our top 10. Others still loading in. Dakota DeMay is not gridded up yet. There he goes. Another Bonimi on the alternates. Seifert and DeTurk are going to start for pit road. Here we go.
Three wide back of the pack, scrambling to get around.
Oh, they're already wrecking behind. Big time in one. Car airborne.
Still wrecking. It was Alexei Savaleyev, Kevin Bonini.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look here at the start.
Well, we've got a caution now.
Caution on the racetrack. We are indeed. Wow. So let's go back to, I think it was, you said it was Kevin Bonini. Let's take a look here at what happened.
Frampton as well, I believe. TJ said his computer crashed.
Oh, gosh.
Frampton, excuse me.
The Bonimi got a lot of wheel spin on the start there. We saw that. He comes around the corner. Frankie Francica is right behind him. He just comes right around. Francica and, oh, Dakota DeMay. Oh, there's that astronaut badge that we were talking about earlier. Dakota DeMay just gets destroyed. Savalev gets destroyed as well. Innocent bystanders there. It looks like everyone through, so that's 3 cars at the front there.
DeMade started from the pit road. He came to pit out. Or maybe not. Sorry. Excuse me.
And Thomas Raval is also involved there in the Gemini car. Man. Let's get back to live pictures here. We're back up front. So, very early to do maybe affecting any strategy. We'll see. Everyone's going to try to save as much fuel as possible under the safety car here at Mosport. We'll get the tree up here for you. And currently everybody with a purple lap at the moment. That's what that's on the tree at the left. If you see a purple number next to the name, that's not just their position on the standings, but also they have a purple lap. So right now the overlay thinks that everybody has a purple lap. But let's go ahead and look at the top 5 real quick. It's Welker, Sanders, Bensie, Daly, Digby. But starting this race off rough is Raval, DeMade, Francica, Bonimi. Also currently on pit road. Look like he doesn't have any issues is Hunter Ingrev. Alexei Savalev did have issues. He is on pit road at the moment with a long stop. And Michael Costello looks like he is doing a long stop right now at the moment. So let's go back a little bit further in time and see what happened possibly with Costello. He's missing a rear wing. Oh, yeah. Something happened on the... Yeah, something happened to Costello, and then he got ran into on the front stretch, it looks like. So, again, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars involved. DeTurk did stop. Oh, I think DeTurk was on pit road. We do see some cars coming in. Crampton. Yeah, you did mention Crampton. And you said Crampton, they had a PC issue?
Yeah, he came over open comms and said he had a PC issue. It wasn't clear to me if he said that it was a real issue or something that he thought had happened. I can maybe go back and see if I can get the comm to replay.
We'll see if what happened here. It looks like traveling pretty good so far. Just kind of going back in little increments to see what happened. He made it through the wreck, but maybe the PC issue happened after the wreck. But at least it looks like his car seems to be in good shape, and that is the important thing. That doesn't mean he's going to have to hit pit road and get repaired. Let's get back to live TV here. Yeah, he's on pit road. I think that's just to top off. And we are getting ready to go green. Lights are out on the pace car. Wow, it's another FIS race going under full course caution. That is 3 in a row, I think. Zandvoort, we had one. Did we have one in Long Beach?
Mid-Ohio went green.
Yeah, and we did not have one, but we did have excitement at Mid-Ohio. That's for sure in that first lap. But we did. I think we did have one in Long Beach. So another full course caution here. I guess the way that they're maybe iRacing is writing the code, making the full course cautions a little bit more freer to come out on these instead of being locals.
So, Gary, I did go back and listen to TJ's onboard radio. He said that he had a frame drop that almost crashed his computer because everyone wrecked so hard.
Wow, yeah. And in chat, got Mike Rigney. How you doing, Mike? The ISRA Racing League. Getting ready to go green here at coming to lap 4.
They're stacking up.
Oh, Tanner DeFavis inside of Caleb Bency.
Gamesmanship.
DeFavis wants that position. He is all over the backside of Caleb. In fact, Caleb's actually kind of maybe holding that line up a little bit. I thought I'd never say that. Coming up the hill to the double apex at Moss Corner. Very slippery up there. You get those wheels, dip them off into the dirt, and you bring the back end of the car around. Too wide, a little bit further back.
And Jetty Strait is a perfect place to use your Costa Pass. Where they're all bunched up like this, you could see some dive bombs coming in here to the S's towards the end of the lap.
Indica Scarlet celebrating the release of Fallout, the television show on, was it Prime? Yeah, it's Prime. In that Voltec entry.
Last night.
Last night, it came out last night. I watched the first couple episodes today. I've never played the game. It's got a lot of backstory going on. I'm like, it's really slow at some points. You're like, come on. But unlike the television show, and we got contact, more big guy contact in the back. 3 cars, 4 cars around. Indica Scarlet got ran into from behind.
I tell you what, Gary, right on board with Mario Capicelli. That was insane. I just happened to be riding along with him at the time of the accident. They were like ping pong balls in front of him.
Well, we got, I think it was it Goyette? No. I'm not sure who was in front of, but Goyette was in it. Oh, geez, a Stowe car was in it. Oh, jeez.
Started with Sam McDougal and Indica Scarlet.
All right, Sam McDougal, they looks like just kind of piled in the back of Indica there. And unfortunately, it's going to end both of their days. But we are still green. Let's get back to live action here. And I was giving Indica a shout out. They worked their way up to, she worked her way up to 12th at one point.
Commentator curse. He stopped.
I know. Well, it looks like maybe it's me. Is Welker sporting a little bit of damage on one of his side pods?
So Welker has been blinking in and out on my machine often.
Okay.
And it looks like his left side pod is slightly ajar.
Yeah. So much excitement here already. Lap 6 of 51. And we got a lot of action of cars on pit road. But it's Welker. It's Gavin Sanders. It is Tanner DeFabis who got around Caleb Benzie. And I was saying that maybe Benzie was holding him up, but he really hasn't left Benzie too much. He's put about a second and a half there. Let's get the intervals up, actually. There we go. That's 6/10, excuse me, 6/10. Byron Daly, he is got another good showing. Logan Spath there in 6th. Matt Johnston in 7th.
Fabis just attacks Mo's corner. He went in so hard. He almost locked up 3 or 4 times.
Currently, your lead amateur. Sanders is, go ahead. We'll get up.
Yeah, he's just hunting down Welker. He's like right on the bumper.
This is a home game for Gavin. Your lead amateur car right now is Cody Claiborne in 10th. And let's ride with Gavin Sanders. This is his home track. Going down the hill into Clayton's corner. And then Quebec
Something
corner.
The aerial shots and the race cameras don't do a good job of showing is all of the elevation change here. This is like a 20, 30-foot drop into a 30 to 40-foot rise. It is incredibly jarring.
And we know these cars do not like elevation changes. The back ends will get extremely light at some points. This is the Andretti Straight, the Mario Andretti Straight. Coming to the S's. You can take these S's at incredibly fast speeds in these cars. There's not going to be, you watch Gavin, he's just going to kind of throw it in there. Not really even slow down very much. Now he's on the brakes. Downshifts. And hitting the main straight. Main straight really is not very long here. And then, boom, you're going downhill right into 1. Out of 1, you get a little bit of a zone here where you can maybe try to race. And then 2's a sweeper, but there's nothing to hold you on the track there, too. That's a very flat track, not banked. And then we're in 3. Up the hill, rise a little bit. Then massive elevation change right here. Downhill, then back up the hill. A lot of decompression there. Double apex turn up here, top of the hill. That's Moss Corner, named after Sir Sterling Moss. And I think Gavin might have a run. Gavin is going to take a look at the outside, down the Andretti Straight, coming into the S's. He decides against...
Left side's almost on the grass.
Yeah, decided against sending it, but he seems to be quicker right now than Welker. Was not on push to pass on that one either. He legit just got there by having a really good exit there at Moss Corner.
Plus, the slipstream on these cars is very strong. Even with the road course aero package, you can build a good run behind someone when they cut the air out of your way.
Oh, yeah, and they're punching a big hole in the air, especially with these big rear wings they have for this aero package. Benzie getting around to Fabis. So the Fabis was on the highest ranked on the alternate tire, and I think maybe after 10 laps already, that alternate tire is starting to show a little wear. We might have found where the trade over occurs.
I wonder if he'll come in and put on the primaries and try to maybe stretch the fuel. It's really early still.
Yeah, we expect 2 stops. A lot of blinking there. That might have been on my side.
Yeah, with so many cars in the session,
yeah, no kidding.
The PC comes under.
Yeah.
Load, right? Yeah. I have a feeling, Gary, this is going to come down to a late race push-to-pass management clinic between cars that are racing in proximity to one another. Like, if Sanders maintains this gap, which seems like he can do every lap, all he has to do is have one more push-to-pass than Welker at the end of the race and go around him at will on the Andretti straight.
Well, speaking of at will, Byron Daly just kind of did that move. He went right around DeFabis, moved himself up to 4th. So DeFabis is starting to hemorrhage a little time now on those red tires. But there's a big gap now back from DeFabis back to Spath. There's 3 seconds there, so a lot of action has occurred that separated the top 10. The lead 5 versus the next 5. There's Spath, there's Johnson, there's Zach Flaum, there's Yoshikawa, who has worked his way up 5 spots, and Mario Capicelli up 12 spots, one of your biggest gainers of the day. And that Vision, Vision 1 entry. Looks like Indica Scarlett is back running and already made up 1 spot on pit road. So move her up to 24th. Good to see her back.
The easiest car to pass is one that stopped.
It's on pit
Getting
road.
on the track, get points. Yeah, absolutely.
So kind of expect if we're going to do a 2-stopper, if they can get to 17 laps, that will be your first stop, give or take, right around there.
Yeah, and if I were DeFabis, I would maybe cut that a lap early just to get off these reds. Because he gave up another 7/10 of a second. Half a second to Spath behind him. You know, those 3 seconds evaporate quickly when they disappear half a second at a time.
Checking chat. Mad Mike, he says, this early caution just made my life actual hell. Frantically reworking my spreadsheet on mileage. So.
Oh, AJ Crampton is off and noses into the wall right out of pit exit. He is now sporting a broken right
Oh,
tire
what a
and
hit.
broken wing.
What a hit.
He is thrown in the towel.
Yeah, he is. Wow. What a hit. As the field is kind of thinning itself, really. We're down to 20 cars still running on the race track. Actually, more than that. We'll sort that here in a second. Welker and Gavin here. Yeah, I thought Gavin was going to be pretty close, but he didn't have a good exit on the Moss corner there. So your biggest gainer is Capicelli. He is up 12 spots. Another big gainer, Matt Schlosser, right there by himself, no one around him. That's kind of a good race to have when there's no one around you. He's up 10. Griffin Yellen in his first race in the series, right there not really by himself. He's up 11 spots, but he is being hounded by Dan Herrera, the leader in the amateur point standings. And Dan got a good exit there off the last corner. That's
something that might play.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
Something that might play into Sanders. Yeah, Sanders is still chasing Welker, obviously, but Sam McDougall is ahead of them by, 2.5 seconds, and he's well off the pace. So if he holds up Welker at all, Sanders could make a move coming up on this lap traffic.
That's right, Sam McDougall. They are actually, I believe, they are a teammate to Mitch Welker. So how much are they going to play with Mitch and with Gavin? I would assume he would let Mitch by pretty easily. And unfortunately, their information is not in the follow box. So that's why it's blank. Hunter Ingrev is still running. Nick Goyette is now back running. Dakota DeMaid is now back running. Those are the last
Maid
three.
got his Xbox controller plugged back in.
DeMaid with the Xbox controller?
No, he was spamming in chat earlier. He has a quick bound, like Xbox controller plugged in, Xbox controller
engaged.
Disconnected.
Well, he'll be happy that
on an Xbox controller.
well, he'll be happy here in about 3 races when they get to Indianapolis. That's where he has his lone career FIS win. He'll be happy to get back there. And that is the month of May for this series. Only 1 race in the entire month of May, and they're doing it proper. They're making it in Indianapolis. So let's see how Welker gets closer here. Capicelli taking a dive on pit road on lap 17. So going for the straight 2-stopper.
Yeah, a handful of other drivers have pit as well. Matt Johnson among them.
Yeah, Johnson at 16. Capicelli actually will complete 17 when he crosses the start-finish line on his pit out there. Here is now the leaders are up to Sam McDougall's attenuator.
He's still on the racing line.
Well, Sammy is they got some speed, they got some pace, but at some point they got to let their teammate on by. Unless the team orders of the race.
Sam May, you.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Sammy's going to stay wide. Sammy stays wide, letting Gavin and Welker go. That was pretty good exchange there. I mean, the minimal lost time there. You see Gavin in the Timbits sponsorship. Very appropriate.
Here in Canada, you go to Tim's.
Yeah, Timmy Hose.
Tim's his family.
Gavin right there. Gonna take a peek on the outside into the S's, even closer. Is he close enough to make a move now?
Every time he's been in this position, Welker's been able to walk him down the front stretch and then into the first set of corners before they get to Moss Corner. It seems like Moss Corner, the exit, and then Andretti Straight keeps Sanders right in the fight.
Oh, Cody Claiborne. It looks like Cody Claiborne is punched out. He is no longer on the racetrack. So that's not boding well for one of the leaders in the amateur division. Move the amateur leader up to 13th now. Your lead amateur driver is still Digby in 10th. There is Digby. P2 in the amateur division is Schlosser there. And Dan Marrera is now up to 12th, the points leader in the amateur division.
Aiden Herman just went off.
Oh, our only teammate is Jared Wakefield. That's what Mad Mike's saying. Okay, we're out here alone. Okay, I thought Sammy was, but I thought you guys had the same sponsorship on the side. I could have been wrong. Nope, you didn't. So I'm wrong.
Fabus hit the pits.
Yep, there he is. And actually, Sammy is a teammate to Fabus. The Fabus is probably going to be, yeah, there he goes, going to the prime tires. Probably happy to get those off. And down and away. Pit stop complete at lap 20.
Griffin Yellen had an expedition off track just a few moments ago as well. He pulled it in for repairs.
So right now the window is open. Let's get back up to your leaders. As lap 17 is the first of the 2-stoppers. For the 1-stoppers, if anyone's going to do it, I'm not sure if we could do a 1-stopper here. but should be right around lap 24, 25, somewhere in there. Take a look at Caleb Benzie, defending champion, in the third spot there. Byron Daly. Off to another good race after a great finish in Long Beach. Ooh, sliding through the first apex there at Moss Corner. It gets slippery up there. The car likes to unload itself because of the change in elevation. And also, you compress the car at the bottom of the hill, and then the car decompresses as you go up the hill, so then the back end becomes light. Logan Spath is in fifth there. There he is. Zach Flaum. And Yoshikawa right on him here. It's one of the closer battles on the racetrack. If you're just joining us, this is RaceVerse coverage of the Formula Indy Series, coming to you from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, otherwise known as Mosport, where we've completed 22 of 51. The pit stops first stops for a lot of folks are happening right now. The window is open for the two-stopper. The window for the one-stopper, if such a thing does exist here. I do not turn any prep laps because you just don't want to put me on a road course, really. I don't know if we can get to 25 and a half. We're right now at 22. I think we can get to 25 and a half. 25, 26 will be the window for the one stopper. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like.
Do it, Gary. It's gonna.
Here's Yoshikawa. He is on the attenuator. Going to take a look at that inside the S's, and he pulls it off. Not a passing zone, but made it work. Great job for Yoshikawa. Nagasea move him up to sixth.
Making Zach Flaum look like he's standing still.
Caleb Benzie on pit road. Bert Siefker, he is up to seventh now. Good running for him. The first three races have been subpar races for him. Even he admits it. Former series champion. Normally we used to see him at the top, the front of the standings here. He's back up there solidly in the top 10 today. Caleb Benzie rejoins at 8th. Get back up front to our leaders, see when they pit.
Yeah, to make it to 25 and a half, if anyone can do it, I think it's going to be Gavin Sanders. He's been in Mitch Welker's wake this entire run. Welker hits the pits,
yep.
And Sanders stays on track.
So Welker's going to either have to save a lot on this next one to make it a one-stopper, save 2 laps if he can to make it a one-stopper, or he's going to have to stop late and get a splash. So Gavin Sanders now has been turned over to him as your leader. Byron Daly, one of their corporate teammates, there in P2. Spath, another one of the Stowe RaceVerse conglomerates there, in third.
Well, with the compound swap being required, Gary, Gavin Sanders ran a 102.5 or almost 102.6 last lap, which is only 0.4 of a second slower than his fastest lap. The Reds are much slower than that. It could be that he and Welker are both looking to run the primary for a majority of the race and then putting the Reds on for like as little as 1 to 3 laps.
Well, here Gavin passing the pit road again, coming to 25. So next time by, the window is kind of open now for the one-stopper. And we've seen all season long Gavin kind of the king of the one-stopper, and it's paid off the most for him. Remember at Mid-Ohio, he had that one-stopper when you were helping me there.
Yeah, put him in second place, correct?
Sanders? Sanders is our leader right now. When we'll see. Well, we'll see when the
no. The at Mosport.
Yes,
it allowed him to finish second, right?
All right, Mid-Ohio, yeah.
It's not at Mosport. Sorry, at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, he was on the. I know a lot has happened since then. Yeah, he's definitely on the podium, and I think it got him to P2, and he had Welker running him down there at the end. That's why we were kind of laughing if he heard the Jaws tune in his ears when he was being tracked down. Here he comes to pit road, coming to 25 to 26. So this is definitely going to be the one-stop strategy for Gavin. Will he go now? Well, we'll see for sure if he swaps the tire compound.
If you get that good of fuel mileage, I think you have to.
Hitting his marks. Up on the pneumatic jacks. Down. Still on the primes. So he is going to commit himself to another stop. But possibly run these short and then a blitzing fast last 5-10 laps, whatever.
Yeah, the Reds gave up so much time after about lap 5. I wouldn't want to be on them longer than 6 to 7 laps.
Well, Welker is on the alternates, and he has worked his way down through the pit exchange to a 3.3 second lead over Sanders. This is one of the bigger leads we've seen.
His last lap was his fastest.
Yep. And that is the fastest lap of the race. That is the purple lap. So you see right there in the tree to the left, he has the purple number 1. That's a 101.969. 101.969.
He is flying, ripping through the S's on these alternates with so much grip for now.
Yeah, with the full course
trade-off, right? You stick to the track.
Yep. And Mike Rigney there in chat says, with the full course caution, I bet someone tries a one-stopper. Yep, but I think we're seeing that right now. Yep, I think we're seeing that right now. Mitch approaching some slower traffic. That is Andy Oak. He's now bypassing Andy. Andy currently in 18th. So as the pit stops go, Digby has not stopped yet. We'll take a look at Digby. He is turning 105s right now. Kind of hemorrhaging a little bit of time. I think he just wants to stay out as long as possible. And that in itself is a strategy, and that's not a bad one. He's choosing at this point, really, to run his own race and race the racetrack. Battle right behind him between DeFabis and Spath. I think Spath are going to get him here on the outside, coming in down to the S's off the Andretti straight. And still side by side. Contact! Contact! Spath saves it! Oh, but Digby spun out coming to pit road.
When he's beyond the commitment wall.
And he's damaged.
Lost a wing.
Oh, that's... Yeah, and I was getting ready to say that sometimes when you're on your own strategy, you don't race you don't race anyone else. You kind of race yourself on the racetrack, and well, the racetrack won. Here's Mitch Welker now coming to the rear wing of Dan Marrera. This will Dan Marrera, last car on the lead lap. Dan getting out of the way, letting Mitch on by. Good move on him. Welker now gets on by there. So I believe now everyone's made their first stop. And as the field kind of settles in here, Welker is your leader. Gavin Sanders is P2. Caleb Bency is P3. Bency off at 1. Back on. That's going to cost him some time. Byron Daly is now P4. Tanner DeFabis is P5. Zach Flaum is P6. Logan Spath, after doing the power slide and brilliant save there in the S's, is P7. Yoshikawa is P8. There's Burt right there, P9. And Capicelli, who's just been kind of floating around the bottom half of the top 10 all race long, up 12 spots still. Okay, something DeFabis and Flaum were racing at the top of the hill there at Moss Corner. Flaum gets around and move Flaum up to the top 5. Sam McDougal hitting pit road for their scheduled stop. Christopher Kresge getting the position over McDougal. Move Kresge up to 17th. And there you see another thing in our overlays on the Follow Me has everyone's I rating and their safety rating as well. So Mitch Walker, 4.6K, no slouch. We've known that. We've known that for about a season and a half. And is one of the former series champions.
He races like a 9.5.
And he has a safety rating of a 4.6. Gavin Sanders, 3.7 K rating, a 4.66 safety rating. And so it's 4 seconds between Welker and Sanders, 7 seconds between Bincy and Sanders. Daly really has the closest battle in the top 5. He has 2 seconds, 3 seconds down to him and Bincy. Watching Sanders right now with Sam McDougal just coming off pit road in front of him. McDougal moving over, letting Gavin on by. Gavin on pushed pass. He has got 6 presses of that button left. We'll give you an idea of what everyone's push to pass situation is. Those on the two-stopper, their next stop is coming up really quickly here in 34. So the window will open for their final stop here on lap 34.
Battle that's about to develop, I think the Fabis has caught Flaum for 5th and 6th.
Yeah, they've been swapping back and forth. Oh. Tanner, a little oversteer going to quarter entry. Saves it. Saves it.
Oversteer in, understeer out, and he's still making up time. Go, Tanner, go! Oh, he's got him here.
So the word from the pits.
Oh, no, he did get the power down.
The word from the pits from Mad Mike is they're strongly considering a one-stopper. Figured we're better off trusting Mitch's pace, though. I trust Mitch's pace. Typically, Mitch's pace is fast, very fast.
I mean, Mitch has the upper hand. Oh. He doesn't have to do a compound swap. He's already got that out of play, right?
Yep, Flaum on pit road for that his last stop. Well, he's worked his way up to about 5th and 6th, playing around with those guys. And they're riding along now with Mitch Welker. Hayden Herman in front of him there. Hayden had a kind of a rough go of it at the first corner, I believe, and he just moved himself up to 23rd spot. But he is down 15 laps, so he could another couple more laps, so he'll make up another spot, and after that, another 7 more laps or so, he'll make up a spot on Nick Goyette to move him up to 20. So Hayden probably, if he keeps at it, could have enough time here to get into the top 20 if a little bit more attrition happens. Gavin deciding to do a little trimming of the shrubbery, going through, I think that was 3. And in front of Gavin is Hayden Herman. Hayden pops the corners. They're probably talking on the same radio channel, so Hayden's going to really get over and let him by really quick. Move on back to Caleb. Caleb running by himself. Down the Andretti straight. And then right behind him is Byron Daly. Hey, looking at a solid second race in a row finish. About a ways to go. We still got 35. We're 35 of 51 into this thing, so a lot can still happen. I don't want to give the jinx.
He's one away from a podium, which would be super sweet, right? Just
and that'll be 2 in a row for him. That'll be 2 in a row for him. So Welker's pace right now with those red tires. He is just laying them down. He's even gone faster. He was at a 101.9 before the purple lap. He's at a 101.8. Last lap was a 103.1. Gavin, a 103.8. But the trade-off, Gavin's tires will start coming in here later in this run, and he'll start eating into this lead here.
Yeah, but Gavin still has to put on the reds, so Mitch can just baby these all the way home. If he has the gas, that is.
Nick Sadiq says, Tanner is digging. There is Tanner right there. At the Eclipse competition, of course, the Eclipse rolled through Central Indiana earlier this week. That was a pretty outstanding event to get a chance to witness for the first time. Totality.
I was lucky enough to see it twice in a decade. I went down to Carbondale in 2017, and then I was in Stroughton, Indiana, just by the Ohio border on Monday.
Cool. So the Indianapolis Motor Speedway made a big day of it. Of course, they had testing there this week. Yesterday, today was canceled because of rain, but yesterday they had 34 cars take to the track. But the day before, they actually had some drivers do some demo laps for the 50,000 plus people that showed up to the Speedway to watch the Eclipse. Many of those people that showed up, that was the first time ever visiting the Speedway. So the Speedway put on a good show and put on a demo. And the cool thing at the end there is there was an autograph session not only with drivers, but NASA brought some astronauts. So you could go get your autograph from astronauts as well.
That's how you make new race fans. That's an excellent activation. They had some stunning photos of the Eclipse on their social handles. One with the Eclipse and the Pagoda in the same frame. Looks absolutely gorgeous.
I have to go check that one out. That sounds awesome.
I can maybe fish it up and put it in the channel so you can put it on stream if you'd like to.
Gavin Sanders here. Let's see what we got for other battles. Capicelli. Let's go back to 10th here. Capicelli in Division 1 entry. Again, just been solidly in the top 10 all day long. He is within a second now of the Turk.
Another battle we have on the track is Johnson's right on the attenuator at Flom going through the Andretti straight.
Neither one's on push to pass, outside, but neither one has really a lot of push to pass to use. Oh, guys. There we go. Good racing. Great job. Johnson has 3 pushes of the button left. Flaum has 2 presses of the button left. Not a lot considering how much racing we still have left. Gavin Sanders has 6. Caleb Binsey has 9. Mitch Welker is stopped. So he stopped. Welker is on his out lap. He stopped at 37. So we missed that stop when we were talking about some things. But Welker stopped to get on a set of prime tires.
Yeah, and this will take him to the end.
Yeah.
So he'll be on the primes, and Sanders will be on the alternates to finish the race. Yeah, and Gavin's on the primes now when they're really in their sweet spot. So Gavin really wants to push the last stint of this hard. Last portion of this stint very, very hard. Siefker on pit road. Siefker coming in from 7th, I believe. Flaum and Johnson still side by side. And I think Johnson actually went the pit road, so Flaum picks up the position. gotta stay on the track. This content, man. Come on, Matt, help us out. Just joking.
Here's Matt. Speaking of Matt Schlosser in the 400. He is up to 10th.
He's the highest rated amateur driver today.
Yes. Amateurs have kind of had a rough go at it.
Last time I did that.
Yeah, they're
Most
amateur.
of them are
go ahead.
Or more.
Yeah, they've had a rough go at it.
I was just going to say.
Oh, car off at the top of the hill. That not sure who that is. That is Flom. Yeah, one of the RaceVerse sponsored cars there. We just throw our money around. And this is a battle for position. Schlosser and Flom. Still battling it out. Sanders just turned a 102.6. 0.2 faster than Welker last lap.
Needs to keep piling those up. I mean, he was several seconds behind before the last stop that Welker made. So
yep.
Every 10th matters, but he's going to need seconds
yes.
to be in the wake for the final run.
So, yeah, six presses of the button left for Sanders, 9 for Caleb, 6 for Daly. Here, a car off. Was that Capicelli? Oh, no, Capicelli's good. Who's not sure who that was. I thought I heard a car off in Moss Corner, but they turn so hard there. You often do hear the edge of adhesion sound that the tires make through there. But Daly now with 5.
Bottom out sound.
Yeah.
Like basketball.
Yeah, Daly now with 5 on push to pass. Welker with 7. DeFabis with 3. Spath with 8. Yoshikawa with 6. Turk with 6. Flaum with 2 now. And Siefker with 10. And Schlosser hits pit road for his final stop. He's done. Capicelli gets the position back on pit road. He is now back to 11th. Byron Daly getting around Caleb Bency, pitting for his final stop. Bency on pit road. For some reason, Dakota DeMate is choosing to let his car burn down right now. Fire alert, fire alert.
He may have been there quite a while.
Yeah. Turn your engine off, Dakota. Yoshikawa moving up to 4th. Caleb Bency is now 5th with a fresh set of alternate tires. Gosh, Gary, if I could talk, it would be awesome. Gavin Sanders still your leader.
Fresh set of Firestone.
Fresh set of Firestone alternates, yes. And I don't know if you saw in the last update, we actually now get to have the Grayuli tires on street courses now, the green sidewall tires. Nothing special in the actual game itself. Just graphically, the red tires, we believe, show up as green. The Waiuli. How it becomes Waiuli with the G at the front? A silent G.
It's Italy, man.
Okay.
Gnocchi.
Well, yeah, I guess if you said my name with a silent G, it'd really spell who I am and odd. So, anyways. Matt Schlosser is your lead amateur at the moment in 12th. Allen, Morera, Andy Oak, they were just battling. Oak on pit road. Morera getting the position to move him up to 15th. He's right now 4th, 3rd in class, really, in the amateurs. That's going to bode well in the amateur championship for him.
The next car in the amateur running tonight is Kyle Allen, who I know we haven't talked a lot about, but I believe he is on a one-stop strategy. He last stopped on lap 28. He's got the Reds on. So he could just be riding it out, cruising, pulling over, babying the tires just to save the time on pit road and give it up on the track instead.
Making it work in the 999. Kyle Allen, currently 2nd place in the amateur division. Back up front, there is Gavin Sanders. Made it around the plain white wrapper of Michael DeTurk. Sanders now looking at the pit road. That's what he's looking for right now on pit road for his final stop. So now we're going to see Daly. Will Daly pit or Daly go out and try to lead a lap here?
Sanders saw those 4 cars in front of him and thought he was not going to make good lap time.
Yeah. So Daly's gonna stay on the track. He will get a lap here, lead a lap. Welker gonna pass Gavin, we think. Gavin's down and away, but Welker's already well on by. Gavin is on the red tires. Oh! Gavin had made contact with the pit road wall on exit. He has lost part of his front wing.
Guys, I saw him do that in warm-up session a couple of times, just trying to push his luck, getting out of the pits.
Here it is. Do we see it? Do we see it?
Like it's...
Oh, there it is, right there. Right there. And much, oh man, much like what happened to Mitch Welker at Long Beach with an unforced error. It's come to haunt Gavin Sanders on his, for a home game, no less. Yoshikawa Bensi side by side. This is a battle for 4th and 5th. And
see on defensive, Yoshikawa can look here to the left side.
And Bensi got him. So now Bensi might actually now see blood in the water if he is aware that Sanders is missing a portion of the front wing. So we got Sanders now as the one-wing angel. Bensi is going to really push hard to probably get that position and to turn this day at least into a podium finish for Bensi. And he might even get there anyways because Daly still might have to stop. Daly is your leader by 6 seconds, 7 seconds over Welker now. Daly pitted on 25, so he is right there at the one-stop window. I think Daly stays out. I think Daly's done. Unless, oh nope, he's pitted. Thanks for making me look dumb, Byron. Thanks. I think it's because he hasn't changed his tires. That was the next thing I was looking for is he changed his tires.
Welker had a bit of a kerfluffle going through Moss Corner last lap with some lap of traffic. Was not so pleasant over the radio, though.
Yeah, one of the things that I do like about this league is that this league really caters to drivers with all degrees of expertise, beginners, intermediates, experts. I know we get wrapped up in the race sometimes, but sometimes you guys got to consider who's in front of you, and maybe they're racing to the best of their ability, and just maybe after the race give them some feedback, but don't yell on them on the radio or anything like that. That's just something I prefer not to hear. I know Mitch is better than that, so we're watching him.
There's no name calling, right? Just more of a general statement of dislike.
Well, another thing I would do on the radio, if it's possible, I would say, "Hey, man, I'm coming up on you. Can you stay high for me or something?" But I know the competitive spirit gets roasted here pretty well, so everyone gets hot every now and then. But don't get too mad at him there, Mitch. And Mitch has in front of him Sam McDougall. They have had a very rough day. He is one lap down, they are one lap down in 18th. The last car on the one lap down of drivers. Schlosser, Johnston, Allen, Moreira, Digby, Oak, McDougall, all are racing on that same lap right there. Capicelli in 11th is the last car on the lead lap. So Sanders is continuing to go with the single wing, but Caleb is there. Caleb's going to be on him here the next lap or two. This will be a battle for P2. Bensi is the purple. Bensi also has the purple lap, by the way. He is flying on these tires. He is a 101.4. So you see the purple number 3 next to his number there on the tree.
Over under on number of corners before the pass, 2.5. You want the over or the under?
I don't know. These guys could be working together in the channel, in a voice channel, which they probably are. I'd say at the top of the hill, he might let him go.
So it's the over.
I think he's going to at the top of the hill. Nope, I'm wrong. Again, you guys are making me look bad.
It's okay. They've got some traffic here.
But there is traffic involved here.
Gavin,
and that is Gourmet. Gourmet's going to move over. And there's Johnston is involved in this battle just ahead of them. And he's going to let them go. Yep. Nice etiquette. Yes.
A lot.
Yes. Gentlemen racers. Very nice. 2 to go. As we're watching this battle for third unfold. So if somebody chose the over, you have won.
Here comes Bensi. That's what I thought he was going to do last lap.
See how Caleb just can't, or Gavin can't keep it down on the corner exit there. Just lacking that downforce. But he should have, if he could keep the lead going to the Andretti straight, he should have less drag in theory.
He does have less drag, and I think he has more push to pass.
Yes, that score is, they're both on the button right now. Gavin has 1 left, Bensi has 2 left. Mitch Welker cruising right now with 7 left.
He hasn't needed to touch it.
And we'll take a peek right now as Welker coming to the white flag. You see the border around the RaceVerse logo changes the white. There we go. Gavin and Caleb going through turn 1. Caleb to the inside, going down the hill into 2. Slams the door shut on him, but he's still there. He's going to have a better exit coming to Quebec. Wide exit for Gavin, as you would expect, with less downforce. Coming up into the Moss corners. Got to go back to Mitch Welker down the Andretti straight. Welker, well, 2 races in a row, 2 unforced errors, and we know that the Empire would strike back. And the Empire struck back indeed, as our not defending champion, but champion from 2 seasons ago is going to take the checkered flag here and get his 2nd win of the season to really help himself in this point championship, and I'm sure he's going to be happy. Gavin Sanders trying to make it through this last corner, and he will get the 2nd spot over Caleb Bensi with the one-wing angel. Byron Daly, well, he was involved in that battle right there at the very end. He came home 4th. 2 straight top 5 finishes for him. DeFabis in 5th. Yoshikawa, another great top 10 finish for him. Just needs to get down this last couple corners. Here he goes. And Yoshikawa to 6th. Seifer 7th. The Turk and the plain white wrapper at 8th. Flaum bring it home in 9th. A good top 10 for him. And Capicelli up 12 spots. Your biggest gainer of the day. Well, not quite. But on the lead lap, he comes home 10th. Actually, your biggest leader of the day is Sam McDougall. They worked up 15 spots to finish 18th, though. But a rough day, 2 laps down.
Wasn't for lack of effort. Tried to stay on the 2nd or 1st lap down. Tell you what, Gary, Caleb Bensi was crossed up almost in every corner on the white flag lap, trying to catch Gavin Sanders. The tack was outlined green at every opportunity, and the hands were going every which way in there. So it was not teammate orders, if I had to guess. They were going out, letting the rough side drag.
All right, let's get the final standings in here. And I keep having the family puppy dog is coming over to me bothering me. So it makes me wonder how many. I know these guys had to clean up a lot of piles on the racetrack. I wonder how many piles I might have to clean up after this race now if he's telling me this. So. Oh gosh, I know. But let's take a look here at the final results, and we'll get into the interview room here. Mitch Welker on the two-stopper, 37 laps led. Gavin Sanders with the two-stopper as well, 12 laps for him. Gavin Sanders 12 seconds behind Mitch Welker there. Caleb Benzie, no laps led, and a very consistent race for him. He finished just a 10th behind Gavin Sanders for third. Byron Daly, DeFabis, Yoshikawa, Seifert, De Turk, Flaum, Capicella, your top 10. Spath with a just outside the top 10 finish, but should help him in the points. Schlosser, Johnson, Allen, Morera. Schlosser was your lead amateur driver. Allen and then Morera would be on the second and third step there of the podium if we had such a thing for the amateurs. Digby 16th, Oaks 17th, McDougall 18th, Ingrave 19th, Christopher Kresge survives to 20th. Nick Goyette 21st, Hayden Herman 22nd, Griffin Yellen, their inaugural race here in the series, 23rd, excuse me. Cody Claiborne is 24th. Interesting, I have to report that to my dev. Dakota burned it down on pit road for 25th. Crampton 26th. Indica Scarlett. Sorry I jinxed you, Indica. She was up in the almost flirting there at the top 10 very early in the race. And got spun from behind and relegated to 27th. Saavedra 29th. Summits 28th. Then it says it's Costello, but it says 34th. That's right. We got to get the dev to look at that as well. 30th is Sevelev, Bodimi, Franchica, Ruval, and then I believe 34th then would go underneath Ruval there. And we'll have my dev look at that here. I'll show him these screenshots and see if we can't get that figured out. But that's it.
Counting is really hard, Gary, even for computers.
And I think we're going to bring up Gavin first as we put it into that music.
One-winged angel.
Yeah, the one-winged angel. Well, that's actually Caleb, but we're hearing Caleb in first, not Gavin. We'll talk about the one-winged. Yeah, my bad. And there's Caleb. He's in the waiting room. We'll bring him on up. Hey, Caleb, we got you here in the booth. Very consistent race. Led no laps, but where you're up in the top 5 all day long and took care of some business, worked your way up there, almost capitalized on a mistake there at the very end with one-wing angel Gavin. But you get on the bottom step. So I'm assuming that after a race that you had kind of last time at Long Beach, that you're welcoming this finishing today.
You're not wrong there. Yes. Yeah, so just kind of a meh race in general. Yeah, I don't know what happened on that restart. I feel like was it DeFabis or something, whoever it was, jumped a ton, but iRacing didn't give a penalty or anything. But so unfortunately, got stuck behind him on red, he was on reds. So and then eventually had to get him back. So that just kind of put me out of touch with the leaders.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't know if I had better pace than them, but I had pace to stay close, but. Slow tire strategy, and then you guys probably didn't catch this because I was by myself, but I had a massive moment in turn 1. I think somewhere.
We caught the tail end of it. I just happened to catch the tail end of it.
Oh my gosh!
So
I was that definitely cost me quite a few seconds, and then cost me after that because the tires were hot and I was a little scared. So yeah, that was definitely one of those wake up call moments. So frustrated that happened, but at the same time. Happy to still have all 4 wheels on the car, but yeah, because that could have been really bad. But yeah, outside of that, I was just kind of maintaining, not doing anything stupid, because I kind of out of touch with the guys ahead and pretty good gap to the cars behind. Yeah, until Gavin got closer at the end.
Did you know that Gavin had a wing issue?
I did not, but I assumed something was like that. Because I caught him pretty quick, but.
Yeah, he on his last pit stop, he came out of the pits and grazed the wall, and was he lost his left front plane or right front plane, so he was riding that entire last stint there with only the left front plane.
Yeah, no, I did a good job with it too. We I just couldn't quite get power down off of the hairpin, which is obviously really where
Yeah.
you really need it, and he still had pushed to pass too. So couldn't quite get it. Got close there on the last lap, but he's blocking pretty aggressively, which obviously you're allowed to do, and couldn't quite get there, unfortunately. But yeah, made it a little interesting at the end. I thought I would just kind of coast all by myself to the finish, but no, got the heart rate up one more time there.
Yeah, we appreciated the entertainment because Mitch kind of separated and broke away for there at the end. But anybody you want to shout out to, say hi to? Of course, we know the fam's watching, so hello, fam.
Yes, of course. Shout out to you guys as always. Appreciate the support, and yeah, happy to get in the phone for you guys. But thanks to you guys as always. RaceVerse, putting on a great broadcast that they can enjoy, and yeah, Fun and Fan. Oh my gosh,
Fun and Fanny. It's been a while since we've heard that one.
I just went back into old
I was
mode
old
there,
school. I
man.
could pull up one of their old commercials and run it here.
Oh,
I still have it.
I went to autopilot there. Amigo Secura, if you're in the Northeast Ohio area, please go check them out. They're definitely worth it. Boston Road Flowers as well. So, yeah, overall pretty meh race, but I mean, can't ever be too upset with the podium. So happy to bring up a decent result for sure.
Well, we're going to a place we know that you've run well at in the past. I do recall that you seem to do some pretty good runs in the early days of RaceVerse broadcasting at Brands Hatch, so we know that you're good there. So we'll see you in a week at Brands Hatch, and you're back. Definitely have held your ground in the points race, so no one's really getting away from anybody at this point, and that's a good thing. Still, with we're still looking to another half of a season to go, so a very competitive race for the points championship going into the midway point.
Yep, just gotta stay close. So
yep.
Hopefully you can keep that going next week.
All right, thanks a lot, Caleb. We will catch you next week.
Yep, thanks guys. See you.
And we'll bring up Gavin. Here is Gavin, our one-wing angel, my friend, coming out of the pits.
Oh, Gary.
And what was it just coming off the button and lighting up the tires, and they were cold, and then the back end just whoop comes around, and next thing you know, you lose a wing.
Yeah, I spun the wheels out of the box and spiked the tire temp on the rear, and then when I took it off the thing, I took it off the button, I was still about 75% throttle and no shot. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I was kind of anticipating it, but I wasn't thinking it was going to be that aggressive. And then, there we are.
Well, other than that, you went with the one stopper again, and it almost worked out. Actually, you went with the two stopper because you had to. You had to change the tires. Did the early caution play a role in anything, or it was always the plan just to do a two stopper?
That was always the plan. Just the early caution made it so less fuel at the end, and honestly, the red tires weren't as bad as we were thinking they were going to be, but the primaries were still preferred. Just with how much downforce and how high speed this track is, it's like cheese grater. Everything's just hot always. So pretty much after lap 7, 8 of a stint on either tire, it was KO'd on the rear and just kind of got to baby it.
Well, before we let you go, this was a home race for you, and I know you really wanted. We did like the Timbits sponsorship; that was awesome. we really appreciate it, and we actually said if you did win, if you did do donuts, would they be called Timbits instead? But unfortunately, didn't work out for you. Second place, but still, I mean, you finished on the podium all 4 races so far this season. You can't be too upset at that. We're going into another track, which I think you raced reasonably well at Brands Hatch. So, I mean, still, we're still in the first half of the season, and you're still right there. So, all in all, I don't think you could be too upset other than maybe the unforced error, but other than that, it happens to everybody.
Yeah, I think if that's an unforced error on the season, that's pretty tame in comparison. So I'm happy with that for now, and obviously there's plenty more chances for unforced errors, but knock on wood, right? So we'll kind of see where everything lands, but yeah, very happy with that. Regardless, I mean, obviously you want to win and everything, but I don't want to get thrown out of my country, but this is not my favorite track to race, and I think me running around with my wing half off and still being able to hold people off was prime example of why I don't really enjoy it as much as other tracks. So it was I'm just happy to get out of here, and obviously some donuts in the car just makes it a little bit more tolerable.
Oh, Gavin Sanders will be deported tomorrow. Welcome to America. Anyways, congratulations.
Freedom!
Congratulations. Shout outs other than to your immigration department there in the country. Anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, I better get a complimentary visa or something. I don't know. No. Big thank you to Team Melamo, Formula Indy Series. You guys for putting on an awesome broadcast. Thank you to Track Sport Performance. Hi, Vic. And guys, we almost didn't do it. I almost tossed it away this week. It's on me. I almost let you guys get away. Buy Echo Blade on Steam. Okay? Just do it. I'm still here. I even knocked my wing off. I tried to not give the shout out tonight, and we still did it. So I think that's cause to go buy it. If you haven't already, just buy it.
Just do it. Yeah, just do it. Exactly.
Just do it.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you in a week at Brands Hatch.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys.
And let's bring up Mitch Welker. Hey, Mitch, congratulations. Welcome to the booth. You got Gary and Clindy up here. As I said, the Empire struck back after two, and you admitted on one that it was you had a kind of a bad race there at Mid-Ohio with an unforced error, then another unforced error at Long Beach, and you kind of came into the forum and said, hey, I'm just not racing as myself, but for whatever reason, your former self returned today and just put a mashing on this crew. Congratulations on the win. Talk about your race.
Oh, needed that. Yeah. Yeah, feels good to be back. It was a really interesting race, actually. We had a plan coming in. I did get a little bit of testing in, and we figured we'd go, black the first stint, and then split the last two red. But track temp ended up being higher or something, or whatever. The track didn't quite agree with the reds how we were expecting, so ended up going black to the end. And we looked at what Gavin was doing on the blacks as well, and that kind of affected our strategy a little bit. But no, it was a really great, really interesting race. I didn't make any errors on my end, and we just kept it clean, stayed on our toes, like we usually do, like we have been. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. And, of course, Gavin made the unforced error this time, coming off of pit road, knocked off one of his wing planes there, his left front, or should be right front, as he came around and he kind of nicked it, and that flew off. And just very reminiscent kind of what you did. You just kind of nicked the wall at a lot of, it didn't look like a hard hit at Long Beach. And then the next thing we know is a meatball flag for you. It was just everything fell your way, and congratulations on that. Now we're going to Brands Hatch, which I trust that you race well at as well. Your thoughts on Brands Hatch next week?
Is it the long or the short layout?
I think it's the long.
Let me see. That will affect how I feel.
I think it's the long.
Schedule info. It is the Grand Prix layout. Yes. I believe we ran here in my first championship season, and I ran pretty well. It was close with me and Nick Johnston. I remember we had quite a scrap there. So I think I'll probably look forward to the same thing with Gavin and Caleb, but I do know how to get around there. So
let's see.
For a good result.
That was season 4, right?
Yeah, I think the season before.
There it is. Yeah, there it is, Brands Hatch. So we ran there. It was week 6 or round 6 of season 4, and you beat Nick Johnson, Caleb Bency was on the podium there, and you led 37 laps of the 54. So you put a pretty good spanking on him there as well.
I remember that strategy being really weird too. Actually, there was a late call I made based on something that Nick had done. So I expect it to be pretty similar to here, honestly. Maybe weird strats. Definitely going to be close again with Gavin and Caleb. So we'll just go ahead and do our best. See what we got.
Well, we had Mad Mike in the chat, and he was talking about his notes, and apparently he keeps copious amounts. So maybe he kept the notes from that race, and you could reapply that strategy and run it again. But congratulations here at Mosport. Nevertheless, any shout outs anyone want to say hi to before we let you go? And you're right back in this points championship.
Yeah, obviously, shout out to Mike again. As always, very, very big help. Just keeping an eye on everybody else and making sure I make the right calls. So, and shout out to the rest of Project 2, all the support all the time. And yeah, thanks to you guys for continuing to broadcast our silly little races.
Oh, well, my wife is working late tonight, and I have absolutely anything better to do just to watch you guys turn virtual laps in virtual race cars. But we all have fun. Thank you for making my life a little bit more entertaining. Yeah, congrats, and we will see you in a week at Brands Hatch.
See you then.
All right. Clindy, thanks for stepping in. Pinch hit. Again, knocked it out of the ballpark. Your thoughts on tonight's race? And I don't know, maybe we need you again for Brands Hatch. So give us your thoughts on Brands Hatch as well. And then I'm trying to see if they're going to update the points here in the meantime. And they haven't updated on the points on Sim Racer Hub yet. So, but if they do, we'll talk about that next. But thoughts on this race and thoughts on next week?
Yeah, so for this race and for next week, I've never turned a lap there on iRacing for iRating. I've only ever done it in test. So Brand Hatch, I've literally never loaded up. So I don't know what to expect, literally. Here, I was amazed with how it races from the cockpit and then how well the drivers who survived were able to stay on track with how fast each of these sweeping turns were. So really credit where credit is due to all of the field for staying so green and clean and on the track, even with how fast and tricky this place can be.
All right, let me do one more refresh, see if they loaded up the points yet. They have loaded up the points. Okay, so we will take a look here at the standings. Gavin Sanders is your leader by 11 points over Mitch Welker. Mitch moved up one spot ahead of Caleb. Caleb is 12 points behind Mitch. So Mitch is 11 behind Gavin. Caleb is 23 behind Gavin. Fourth, very quietly in fourth, is Yoshikawa. Great job on his part. Logan Spath is fifth. Hunter Ingram is sixth. Byron Daly up 7 spots, and he is now tied for seventh with Nate Seifert. Eighth in the standings is Dan Morera. He is your highest ranked amateur at the moment. And right behind them is Sam McDougall, who is the second highest ranked amateur at the moment. And then also kind of sneaking in, but didn't really help himself today, down 4 spots at Dakota DeMade. I think he's going to round out the top 10 because the tie for seventh. But that is how the points look right now. So exciting going to Brands Hatch next week. Let's get on out of here, and I go attend to the puppy here before he's already visited me again. Like, come take me outside or something. So I am. Trust me, I'll get you taken care of there, pal. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Mosport is Mitch Welker, Gavin Sanders, Caleb Bency. Does that sound familiar? It's almost been like that all season long, and yet another race just like it. Join RaceVerse again next week as we head back across the pond once more to Brands Hatch in the UK for round 5 of the Formula Indy Series. Coverage begins around 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's 8:50 p.m. Eastern. As always, you can find all the correct information and broadcast times of your area right here at youtube.com/RaceVerse. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support RaceVerse with the weekly grind. Let's do the thumbs up here and the notify animations.
I just clicked like on the video.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You should too. Please help support RaceVerse with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Thank all those in chat, and let us know what you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video, just like Clinty did. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so I'll miss out on more RaceVerse other iRacing program, including tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, matinee DW12 racing from Michigan. Me and Clinty. Good to watch the VOR DW12 series at Michigan once more. Let's see. Keep your browser set here for the most in-depth IndyCar knowledge on all of iRacing. RaceVerse, we know what it means. For business inquiries to learn more about RaceVerse and what we do, visit RaceVerse.com. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. there are at least my handles, and we're going to load up the graphics with yours here at some point, Clindy, but I still have Stevie's in here. So there's me, Stevie, and RaceVerse. You can add us if you like. And so for Kyle Clinworth, everywhere at RaceVerse, I'm Gary Gasso, the voice of the FIS, saying all. Good night. Thanks for watching. And to all our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch you again next week at Brands Hatch for the next race of the Formula Indy Series. Good night, everyone.